What is going on, everyone? It is your boy Thriller here, back with week 3 of the UNPL D League. And you guys are going to notice that we have only doing post-com for this battle. I have recorded this. This is my third time recording the video, and let me explain why. The first time I recorded this video, my OBS crashed for some stupid reason. Second time, I think I let my anger and frustration from my previous game going into this game slip out, and I was full blown tilted, and it was very frustrated and angry, and I was screaming in the video. I felt like that is not respectable content that you guys deserve to have. So I want a proper, authentic video for you guys. And I overall want to give you guys a good video versus a video that shows unprofessionalism and just not a respectable player. So I want a good, clean video where I can get out my feelings about some stuff and then still have a very entertaining video if I can with the best I can for you guys. So real quick, before we discuss the matchup, let me discuss why I felt very tilted before going to this matchup. So if you guys don't know, I'm part of a Wi-Fi league. I'm a part of several, but the Wi-Fi league I played today was a friends league that I had that was hosted by my good friend Dark Devil 26, aka Brendan, and I played my opponent there. And unfortunately for me, my opponent got a confusion of a lowering voice as a nasty plot with my Darkrai, which was very fair and a really good call banking that I would set up. So a very good call on their end. Then there was the fact that I went for my first turn because I was not going to swap out my +2 Darkrai when I can literally just OHKO everything. That is not. Now, granted, there was a Thunderous that was EV that actually could have taken the hit, unless I got a flinch. But basically, to get the point across, I felt like I didn't really feel like I could stay in and just get rid of the Espeon. I hit myself in confusion on the first turn that I was confused. And then lost my Darkrai. Then I go into my Klefki to set up a light screen. I get Thunder Wave, it lands, and on the turn that I'm going to go for an attack, first turn paralysis. Then came my Walking Wake, which got paired before it could attack, and then it was first turn paralysis again. Then they got the roll in the Klefki on the other turn before the Walking Wake, because it actually was a roll to KO my Klefki, and they got the roll, which is just how RNG likes to go. And then I proceeded to just kind of decide to give up the fight in the end, just because I really was just not enjoying my time, and I almost decided to forfeit and give them a 6-0 victory. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was kind of done. I was low-key kind of done with the game. It was that annoying for me that I just did not care. So, um, yeah, that was kind of what happened. And then going to this mindset, there's gonna be a few things that really ticked me off that kind of made me go reimagine the tilt that I went through. So, and also looking back at it, my opponent is Sky Retro Alpha. They deserve to have a really good, clean, crisp game here that isn't just me ranting about stuff and then just anything like that. They deserve to have a game that shows off how great skills they put in this game and overall how the game went. So, with all that aside, I've gone out all the stuff that I need to talk about. Now, I do say that game did happen, and literally around a few minutes after the game had finished, me and Sky actually had scheduled at 4 o'clock p.m. CST. For them, it was 2 p.m. to play our game, and a good friend of mine, Kirby, or Kurt, as a lot of you know, had a very strong opinion about one of his VGC videos that he did for the league he was in that said you probably should not play games with a not good mental mind state or with a good mental focus. And I really didn't when I went to this game. And I should have also just done my best to clear myself up and thinking, but I didn't do that. So unfortunately, I went into this battle not with a clear head, and you're going to see that in a couple of plays. But with that being said, let's go into the video. But if you guys are still going to enjoy this video, please do hit the like button because it would mean a lot to me if you hit the video. And definitely consider subscribing because we are on the road to 120. The original goal of what my old channel used to be, we were just 10 away, and we are pushing so close to 10,000 views on this channel. We hit 10,000 views on this channel before the end of the year. That'd be one of the biggest accomplishments of my YouTube career, and I would be make me it would mean the world to me. And also, if we can hit 120 subs before the end of the year, so definitely, if you guys can, show some love and support if you can. If you can't, then that's all good. As long as you're just checking out the video, that's all that matters. So looking at my opponent's team, they had a couple of things they did not bring. They did not bring the Enamorus, and they did not bring the some other thing. There was basically some Pokemon they did not bring, which I was very surprised. I was very surprised to see Double Fire into this matchup. I was very surprised by that. I was very surprised to see a Brion, which I was very confused by, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's gonna be the team. Well, we're rocking out with a Swords Dance Charcoal Blaziken, which looks fantastic in this game. We just basically have to weaken down the Breloom. Basically a Substall Glamora, especially defensive. Sash kind of leads and cripples stuff down. You'll have Angela, Bulka, Trailblaze, and then Terra Blast Water and Play Rough with the Go-Go. Loaded Dice, Fury Swipes, Ambipom wanted to make its debut. And then a sub Swords Dance, Boost Your Energy Speed, Iron Boulder. Just to be able to be sub to stop the Sucker Punch from the Cinderace sub. That being said, let's go ahead and get into the match. So we lead off with my Spooderman like I did. I decided to lead off with this Thunder Wave on the Cobalion just because Cobalion is pretty fast against most of my team. And it actually revolves to be at least max HP, so slightly defensive. And you're going to see this as a very unique Cobalion set. They're going to see this. So they're in the Cinderace. They actually go for a little surprised that they would click Pyro Ball when I had, you know, I could have easily brought in my one Pokemon and would have had T Spikes up there, but I guess they had Court Change on Cinderace if I had to take a guess there. So they can stop that, but I don't know. It was one of those weird plays in my opinion, but obviously decided to take the risk and the risk was worth it. I then go into my boulder and I think I did not really think this play through. If I'm going to be honest with you, I really think I didn't think this play through enough for what was about to happen next. As you're going to see here, I'm going to predict. So I'm predicting this here. They're going to click Sucker Punch. They're going to reveal they have Sucker Punch, or they're going to hard swap out here. So I predict the hard swap and go for the sub, fearing the Swords Dance, fearing the Sucker Punch. But theoretically speaking, what I should have actually done was Swords Dance with my Boulder. Because if they have Court Change from what I'm expecting, they would be Pyro, U-Turn, Court Change. Sucker Punch could possibly be the last move, but then if that's the case, it can't beat most of the things on my team if I click like protect and stuff. So it potentially is something else possibly. But what I should have always done is I always should have clicked Swords Dance over subbing there. Because now they go right into their Ogerpon Wellspring, and I'm forced to swap out. I go to my Go-Go. They are luckily able to forget that I do have Sap Sipper on my Go-Go, and now I'm going for a Bulk Up here on my Go-Go as they bring the Incineroar. Now, I was looking at a calc, and I was looking at a Spadef Incineroar. Spadef Incineroar does 90 to 106% if it is just max HP. So I was thinking to myself I should go for the roll, but there was another play because I would feel like the Will-O-Wisp was coming. I really felt like the Will-O-Wisp was coming, but I was either going to bank for a miss or that this was specially defensive and I wasn't going to go for a hit. What I should have always should have done was gone to my Blaziken, Swords Dance, because either they could U-turn or Pardon Shot at me. I get my Swords Dance off, I knock, Blaze, knock, Blaze, knock, like Blaze, and then this like the Incineroar could potentially be able to 1v1 me potentially, but I always beat it down eventually. You know what I'm saying? So I should not have risked what I just did. I decided to Terra, because this was the main point of Terraing this thing, and it turns out it has slight physically defense investment, and they're going to live. Now, I just want to point out something, another reason why I got really tilted during this matchup. Already on about a full tilt, if you guys know Tail Slap's accuracy, it is 85%. Same as Power Whip. And so is Will-O-Wisp. So the chances to miss, from what I have seen in a field, is very decently good in my favor. They land the Will-O-Wisp, and now my Go-Goat is theoretically useless. I decided to just go for a kill, give Chompy his kill because he deserves it. And then they go into the Brio. And I'm just gonna skip this right here. They actually revealed to be Perish, which is actually a pretty cool set. They actually double out into the Ogre Pawn. I double back into my Go-Go, as they're going to double into the Cobalion here as I bulk up. I am now +2 attack with +1 defense. I decided to go for a Terra Blast to kind of just scout the damage from what I'm going to get here. They are actually very defensive. And there's the Iron Defense. So this was Volt, Rocks, and Body Press. And unfortunately for me, I do not get lucky with the Paras because I decided to go for a Terra Blast here as the Iron. They went for the Body Press there. Now, theoretically speaking, I should have went into my Glamora first over my Blaziken, but I basically just sacked off my Blaziken for no real reason. And I should have maybe SD, hoping for a para, but as you can see, they don't get parad. In comes the Low Sleep, hoping that they get parad. They don't get parad. And I decided to sack off my Glamora and then just not try at the end of the game. So, as you can kind of see, I really did not play the end game at all, and I just kind of sacked Monster the Cobalion, which I'm fine with. Cobalion is my favorite of the three of the Swords of Justice. That's the one I love using competitively. It's such a good Pokemon. Need to try draft it eventually. Need to try it. But I really thought this out, and I really looked back at the replay of this several times, obviously now. I really made misplays in this matchup that I should never have made, and I ended up throwing this game really hard and giving myself a back-to-back 5-0 loss, which really hurts us differential wise. Like really, really hurts us because right now we only have a -9 diff, and that's not terrible. But we're 1-2 right now. We need to start winning. If we lose next week and we lose 4-0 or higher, I think there's actually a decent chance that we'll have to basically win out to make playoffs for the 5-3 record with the diff we'll have. But I'm gonna hope and pray we can come back from this. We take on a really tough team though next week. We take on my good buddy and fellow Iowan brother in Cole is ice. Or cool as ice, as you kind of got to go with it. And his iced out City Glaceons. Very excited. Last time I faced Cole, I really did. I kind of threw the game and was really mad at myself. And I think it was against Cole. It could have been no against Cole. We actually had a really good intense matchup. We both brought Calm Mind Store Power Pokemon, and unfortunately, I got crit, and he won the game. But we actually it was still a fun game. And then I beat him in a it kind of evens us, but at the same time, it wasn't like a full serious game because we were both locked for playoffs in that league. So, but this is our third time facing off. I want to have the 2-1 over my good man Cole right here, and he's got a pretty scary team. But before I end off the video, guys, I do want to discuss the transactions that we did have that we will be discussing. I decided to make some changes to this team because I was kind of looking at some matchups, and I'm just feeling like I'm not bringing some Pokemon that I feel like could have done well, and I don't think it pairs as good as I would want it on the team. So I decided to drop Hydrapple, Landorus Therian, which I'm a little upset with myself to do that too, but I felt like it wasn't matching up the way I wanted it to. So there's a reason why. Um, we are dropping Ambipom. This is sadly Ambipom's last match, so unfortunately, it was not able to show off Fury Swipes. So that is a big sad. And then we're also dropping Driplim. I just felt like Driplim, it's a little too gimmicky for this team. It's not functioning as well as I want. And plus, I feel like I have better Terra captains that I personally would like to use over Driplim. So, the new mons we have added to the team is Excadrill. I'm grabbing Excadrill back. I am taking a risk with this, actually, because I'm going to spoil it for you. We did not pick up any sand setters. I want to see if I can use Excadrill fine enough outside of sand. Because if you have not known from my channel history, I do love Extra and I pair it with a Sandsetter, obviously. And I go to town with Drill. Drill is one of my absolute all-time, like, it's my number one or number two best Pokemon I've ever drafted in my entire draft league career. For like the almost 7 or 8 years I've been doing this. So I'm fairly confident with Drill, but I haven't tried Drill without Sand, so I'm really hoping and I am praying we do really well with it with this now. We picked up the Dunsparce. I really needed something for ghost types. Ghost types are just going to be proving to be such a problem for me. And I also want a really good bulky Pokemon that can just really be annoying. As you guys saw from our speed tour with the Dunsparce last time, I used it fairly well, and I think I can definitely channel that success into this league. And our third Pokemon we picked up was our last big spender too, was Whimsicott. I think Tailwind support for this team now really opens up the door for Galvantula to be more of an offensive Pokemon than Webs. I think it offers a lot of great utility. And also, Whimsicott has just been a great Pokemon. I've been watching its skater use Whimsy perfectly well, and I'm very excited. I've actually have used Whimsicott before, and there were some times I actually used Whimsicott very well, but unfortunately just got unlucky with it. So overall, I'm very excited for Whimsicott. And then lastly, we got a new Terra Captain, and I never thought I said this, but I'm picking up Carbing for my Terra Captain, being a Fairy, Steel, and Fighting type. Fairy, just because we had to pick one of the stabs, and I think Fairy is the best of the two. Steel, just because it gives us a good defensive typing. I think maybe overall, maybe Steel is going to get changed potentially, and that might cost me a transaction, but I'll have to bite the bullet for that if I want to. But obviously, everyone knows why I grabbed fighting. Fighting for those body press damaging moves is so good. So very, very looking forward to using um what's it? Very using excited to use carving. I've never drafted carving before, so I'm very excited to see how well we can do this with. But with that being said, that's the end of the video. That's the end of this week. GG's to Sky, though. I want you guys to say some really nice things about them in the comments. They're genuinely a good person. And this is their first win, which I'm very happy for. And they drafted Snom for their team because they're the mascot pick. So respect to that. But GG's to them. I really hope they can make the playoffs and definitely make a strong push the rest of the season. I'm hoping we can bounce back. But yeah, if you guys stay for the rest of this entirety of the video, thank you so much. And again, I do apologize this video was not as entertaining or as good as you guys know these videos can. But I felt like having a professional video and being very professional with all you guys, I think was more important to get across and to vent out a little bit of the frustrations I had before going to the matchup. So, with that being said, though, I'm going to stop talking. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.